Hi, this is Dr. John Kenneth Press reading the last portion of Matthew Arnold's Mycerinus. Thank you for making it to the end. Mycerinus is, again, the king of Egypt. He's been told that he has 6 years left to live, and so he has left his people and retreated out into the forest where he's indulging in hedonism. If he's to be killed early, then there is no morality, he thinks, so he'll just party. In the beginning of the poem, Mycerinus was speaking to the Egyptian people. Then he left civilization and a poet started describing Mycerinus. Now the poet is going to take us into Mycerinus' mind. So we have a question here as to whether the loud laughs from Mycerinus were ever interrupted by a pause for thought. If he perhaps half startled would think about his predicament and feel guilty, perhaps for leaving his people. Or might he pause and feel the gloom or fruitlessness of his action before a drink? And here I think Mycerinus is being purposely paralleled to a god when he speaks to the wine, "A little space and thou art mine." This is what God might say were he talking to Mycerinus. Again, going inside Mycerinus' head, reading on, "It may be that on that joyless feast his eye dwelt with mere outward seeming. He within took measure of his soul and knew its strength, and by that silent knowledge day by day was calm, ennobled, comforted, sustained. It may be, but not less his brow was smooth, and his clear laugh fled ringing through the gloom. His mirth quailed not at the mild reproof, sighed out by winter's sad tranquility, nor palled with its own fruitlessness, ebbed and died in the rich languor of long summer days, nor withered when the palm tree plumes that roofed with the mild dark his grassy banquet hall bent to the cold winds of the showering spring, nor grew dark when the autumn brought the clouds." So in answer to the narrator's probing, within, Mycerinus may have had inward doubts, or ironically knew his strength, but he seems to have had no second thoughts or reflection. His mirth did not quail. His brow remained smooth and unworried. When the turbulence of seasons happened, he didn't react. He did not grow dark when autumn brought the clouds. So reading the conclusion, "So 6 long years he reveled, night and day, and when the mirth waxed loudest, with dull sound, sometimes from the grove center, echoes came to tell his wondering people of their king in the still night across the steaming flats, mixed with a murmur of the moving Nile." So I read this on a couple of levels. Foremost for me, Mycerinus has left his people. They can hear his echoes when he parties loudest, but he's abandoned them. I think this is immoral. I think it would have been much nobler for Mycerinus to live out his 6 years, leading his people as best he could. Instead, they just have to hear him parting. And what effect do you think this has on them? But of course, Mycerinus might be right, and I might be a fool. I read it like that. But I think that at this point, Arnold is paralleling Mycerinus' disappearance to the disappearance of God in the modern world. The people hear him faintly, but he seems to have just blended in with the sound of the moving Nile. The supernatural source of life, God, has blended into nature's source of life, the Nile. And for Arnold, this was sad. The people are alone. Again, thank you for watching. Please do leave your comments below. Thanks again. Bye-bye.